Let me make the distinction or the delineation. I'm a foundational Black American. My mama Black, my daddy Black. I did not come from any place other than here. I don't go to Jamaica and speak on what's happening in the grill. I do not go to Ghana and speak what's happening in Ghana. I do not go to Nigeria and talk about what's happening in Lagos because it's none of my business. It is not my place. When you come over here from the Caribbean, from Africa, from South America, whichever type of Black that you are, you get an immigrant experience. You do not have 400 years of chattel slavery hanging over your head. You do not know anything about Jim Crow, and you do not understand what is happening to us directly. You catch a little bit of an incident here and there because you look like us. So I'm gonna need everybody who's not a foundational Black American to stay the hell out of my conversation, understand it's not your place, and realize that we have things to do.
All right, welcome once again to the Independent Black Voice. I'm your host, beatzillapdx official, and we are here. This is a tape delayed, so we are not live, but we are here nonetheless. Hopefully everybody is doing well, and I believe this will probably be airing on Thursday. So just so you guys know, this is to tape delay. So if I'm not responding to anything in the chat, you know why. With that being said, though, thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like button. Share this out on your social media if you will. And if you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do so at this moment. And, if you would like to join this channel, you can most definitely do so by becoming a member. Now, this won't be a long video, but we do have a few things to cover. And this is about the Tether Dilemma and the rejection of Pan Aricanism. Hashtag reasons for reparations. And, I know how people get triggered by all of those things. Speaking of trigger, let me address something real quick. There, in my last video, I made a reference to a video that I played of a white woman talking about the church and what it needed to be putting in place for the community and its members, of course, especially, but the community and its members. There was someone who, for some reason, while I was busy playing that because of we're calling out the church, they ran down a long story on my comments about how single mothers were not the main recipients and other people are, they get benefits, of course, which, of course, that wasn't the point. And let me just read a little bit of this. Again, and so as in jest, of course, just to reference the video, I called the white woman, the white sister, denoting, that she is not of my lineage. But anyway, she felt some kind of way. So this is from Chateau Louis. I noticed you follow a few people, actually, but this is very interesting that you do this on my page. So I wanted to just address this comment. So it goes on to read, white sister, and it gives the thinking emoji. I don't refer to any white person as brother or sister. Also, the dynamic of relationships are complicated. A single mother is any woman that's not legally married to the father of her children. That single mother nonsense applies to all women not married, which means those that are with the father but chooses not to get married. A widow, that's incorrect. A widow, you just identify what she is. She was a married woman who lost her husband by way of the natural process of matrimony, which is death. So a widow is absolutely a wrong reference. A widow is just a wife who her husband is no longer living. So no, she is most definitely a wife, spouse, and a Mrs. Going on. A woman that is divorced. Again, a woman that is divorced who also decided to cut off their vows still first had them. So again, to be divorced you had to first be a wife. So in these two categories, because like my mother still wears my father's name, and they haven't been married for quite some time. In the 40s of years. You understand? So and I don't understand, and let me even be even more frank there. My mother was a single, I guess a divorced mother, raising me, and we weren't on food stamps, couldn't get them. She didn't qualify. She made too much money as a single mother, as you would say. But as a woman doing it by herself with how the child support system was working back then was how it wanted to, though my dad did pay, most definitely. Again, she, primarily foot the bill. And that's with no assistance. So, I mean, I'm not saying anything to disparage anybody, so I just wanted to clarify that part. But let me go on and continue reading. After divorced, the divorced woman part, no one in their right mind advocates for anyone stealing. However, let's not be confused that there are women on government assistance programs that have their children's father in their lives. There are elderly people that are on a fixed income that receive benefits, single men with children that get general relief and food stamps in California. So it's not just single mothers, it's people from all walks of life dependent on food stamps. And I have to respond to that because with me referencing the church, that's what you got out of that. You got so stuck on the single mother thing. Wow. To not even address the point, which is about the church having plans to make provisions for the community. But somehow you jumped all the way over that to focus solely on the single mother side of it. And I don't even understand that at all. But to respond to that, no one's bagging on single mothers. That's not, then of course that clearly wasn't the intent of that segment, because of course we're talking about the church and not about your feelings about single mothers on food stamps. What the reference also is advice to the women who we see making videos. So despite there being broad variety of food stamp recipients, those are not the videos we're seeing here on TikTok and X and on YouTube. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing black women in bonnets talking about running up in Walmart. So see, what I'm addressing is what we're seeing. And I really have a problem when people come to my page to complain about the reality of what you're living. We don't live in fantasy land. Of course, there are all type of people who have food stamps. There are all people who go through all type of circumstances. If you're transitioning, you get food stamps. You get money from the government. You can get housing vouchers. If you're a man that wears a dress and calls himself a lesbian, you can get Section 8. and food stamps. So if you're really serious about what you're doing here, maybe you could do us all a favor and stay on topic. Because I've looked at your comments on this channel and you are doing this, and I don't know if it's a habit of yours or either you're hate watching and here's an opportunity to get off topic and go off on a page full soliloquy about something that's not even the topic of the discussion, or you need to go get therapy, because what I am not is a therapist. So if you are too triggered by what goes on here, there are probably softer places for you to land. Now, I'm not going to block you, but like I tell everybody, and like the guidelines of this channel are, if you're going to be in the comments, you have to stay on topic. And I'm looking at a long zilla, because silly mothers, a single mother nonsense applies to all women, and it doesn't. So again, you have some feeling about your whatever's triggering you, but we don't bend reality because of it. So a few of the women you mentioned, number one, a widow. She was a married woman, a wife. And also as a widow, she receives benefits because she was married. And that's also life insurance and pension and all of that. So, you know, you clearly have never been married. So, I mean, obviously that's a sore spot. And, you know, again, this part right here of doing things like this might prevent somebody from looking at you as a prospective partner, because this type of flipping out doesn't make sense. So definitely please talk to somebody about that, because this just don't make sense. Anyway, to add insult to injury, because, no, it is not all about single mothers, but I don't like this reality talk that you like doing here. So here's a dose of reality for you. This ain't AI, but this is the TV network. And so no one told her, hey, you need to come out your house looking like this. And this is what you're talking about. But let's get in front of this camera and say this. This isn't me putting words in people's mouths, but this is a person that was willing to get on their own news in the form that you see it now.
Single mothers that got kids. Now, what can we do? We can't feed our kids, let alone if we do have jobs. Again, what can we do? Because that was helping us.
Outrage and uncertainty, two things many Memphians who have depended on SNAP, like Cornisha, are feeling as the benefits are set to freeze. The Tennessee Department of Human Services confirmed this will be the case on their website if the government shutdown continues.
Okay. The first thing she just talked about was single mothers. Now, either you don't have compassion for her, but see this, you're going to find yourself in a quandary doing that. I'm just telling you. But I mean, hey, you came here and told me, so I guess that's all that matters. Because there's a lot of hidden feminists out here, and obviously you must be leaning towards that ideology. Because you only speak up when there's something negative to say. So, you haven't shouted out this channel on the positive side. I mean, so there's that, But hey, let's continue on. Hooey. Anyway, there is a crazy, crazy, crazy obsession with these tethers. And now we have more people going out of their way to perpetrate the fraud, shall we say. Like this one here. No, I'll do it like this. Yeah, this one here. Yeah. So, what does this say? FBA folks are strange. That should raise a red flag anyway in the first place, but let's hear what she has to say. Because, maybe she's FBA, and so she's speaking as a we and a us, right? Let's check it out.
Ways that are bothering Mona Leo are very strange. Okay, very strange. And when I was introduced...
Here's the problem. Nobody bothered her. She's calling herself something that somebody else created. These people are weirdos. That's Secure the Tribe talk shit. That's that. Hey, I know that you created this and you coined the phrase, but I'm going to say what it means. I mean, what are you kidding? No. You heard of Soul? Is what Soul Line is? It's an offshoot of Foundational Black American. It's only dealing with one group. So, first off, to say that people are coming for her, no. People are reacting to her, coming for the lineage. Because what she's doing is off code. You understand what I'm saying? What she is doing is way off code. Let's hear some more.
To the term Solani, I was told it meant African American. That was like 5 years ago. So this new shit, y'all try to act like y'all indigenous to Turtle Island is...
Okay. What's new? Since before Solon and... See, so what she's saying, FBA is newer than the Solon. So she just heard of Solon 5 years ago. She doesn't even know that woman's name. She couldn't even get it right. So obviously she's not a fan. This is the clout chasing that tethers do. So, number one, she doesn't have the name right. She didn't even get that correct. Her timeline of what all of these things are is off. She's misrepresenting the situation all in itself. And admittedly, if she knows it or not, completely ignorant to what she's talking about. But she felt compelled to make a video. This is what lets you know FBA is the most important thing going on right now. To know about foundational Black Americans is to talk about foundational Black Americans. Why? Because there ain't no bigger show on the planet. There is no bigger influence. Although they would want to be, but there is not. And so now, let's be confused. Let's hear more.
Weird. And yes, we can acknowledge that Black Americans or African Americans, whatever you want to be called, because don't be under my shit talking about we're not African American. I call myself whatever the fuck I want to.
Well, you ain't foundational Black American anyway, so go on.
Call myself. Anyways, yes, there are struggles that are specific to us. However, that doesn't mean we have to be rude and count out our fellow Black folk.
No, I don't understand what you're saying. That doesn't mean we have to be rude. What the hell is being rude in being your own group? And counting out other people that's not part of your group? They're not part of our group. We're from America. They're from another country. That's an immigrant experience. It's a completely different experience. And you have no understanding of what our experience is at all. Again, revealing that she is not from our lineage, and there's for what she's saying, because also the whole when y'all act like y'all indigenous, man, there are Black natives now with tribal IDs. What are you talking about? Stop listening to these idiots on the internet and on TikTok and in your little Tether circles. They don't know anything about Black Americans.
The diaspora, we should just respect each other, but y'all are being very strange, and it's really deep down because you feel inferior. So you...
Oh my God. Inferior to what? Okay. We are celebrating in Foundational Black American. In that itself, it says that you are tied to this land and you are tied to the building and the foundation of this land. Guess what this woman is talking about? She's talking about being in said land that her people had to flee to. And we somehow feel inferior to the fleet when we're literally telling you that we're an exceptional people that built America, that you fled to, that you have comfort and peace and safety and serenity in right now because of those descendants of slaves. There was something called the Civil Rights Movement. And before that, all of these Black movements that have always been, because that is also a historical timeline fact in American history. Funny how none of you people ever reference that, though. You'll make random references and say, Dr. Khalid Muhammad was a Pan Aricanist. Yeah, that kind of ended toward the ends of his days. And that brother has been gone off the planet for over 20 years. We are here now. We need today's answers. And that's what we're providing. And we're calling out liars like you.
Feel like you have to go the extra mile. You feel like you have to go the extra mile because you're inferior to the diaspora. You don't have to be hateful to get attention.
What the hell is she talking about? We don't have to be hateful to get attention. Huh? Man, it ain't us bringing up Africans. Just like this video. This is what's called a reaction. See how that worked? And you brought up Mauna Leo, but you didn't even explain what the problem is. And now all you're doing is trying to say, let's not exclude other people from what? Our culture? They're not part of our family. What's wrong with you?
I love. And let me tell you this. To differentiate does not mean to separate. I can say
to differentiate is not to separate. Okay, then point out to me the African anything in America that caters towards foundational Black Americans. Anybody listening to this, watching this, I'll wait. Please hit me in the comment section if there is something you can say that Africans are doing here in this country as a society that caters to the people who made it possible for you to even be here.
hey, y'all, I'm African American, I'm Black American, y'all on my ancestral land. Like, you know, this is where my ethnic group was found, not my DNA, because we know where that come from. But this is where my ethnicity was founded. So, hey, can y'all respect my ancestors? Can you respect this thing that I'm proud of, this identity? You can say that without separating yourself from the
okay, no, let's go back.
You can say that without separating yourself.
No.
This is why. And let me say, to get attention.
Let's get that again.
My love. And let me tell you this. To differentiate does not mean to separate. I can say, hey, y'all, I'm African American, I'm Black American, y'all on my ancestral land. Like, you know, this is where my ethnic group was found, not my DNA, because we know where that comes from.
Okay, so does she have videos? Anybody know? Does she have any videos telling the tethers that try to cosplay like herself, our identity, and or all these disrespectful Pan-Africanists? Which, I mean, because see, the one thing that these people always love to do is sit up here and have a one-sided conversation about things that aren't happening. But they never talk about what is happening. See, delineation means we are pulling out of being used as we see it. No one's entering into this dialogue. I can't help but ever notice that. No one ever, you'll go through great lengths to avoid that part of dialogue. You aren't for real, lady, and all you other whack-ass Pan-Africrats.
But this is where my ethnicity was founded. So, hey, can y'all respect my ancestors? Can you respect this thing?
No, not can you. You will. You will not come to my home and be disrespectful to me or my ancestors. So that's where you have it wrong, ma'am. We don't owe anybody a goddamn thing. To sit up here and talk to black folks like, can you just be nice to them and tell them, hey, can you respect my land? Damn all that. No. Ain't nobody did not have any common sense to know that you respect where you go. That is not rocket science, ma'am. Get off of that bullshit.
That I'm proud of, this identity. You can say that without separating yourself from the diaspora. You can differentiate yourself, okay?
No, you can't, idiot. And that sounds pretty fucking stupid. Let me just say that. I mean, did you hear what she just said? You could differentiate. That's separation. Genius. Good grief. See, and this is why these people fail. Because they sit up here, come over here, try to fake the funk, talk crazy to us, and they always try to sneak it under the guise of, oh man, we should be like together. And no, we shouldn't. And you're not to be trusted anyway. I mean, there's too many people that are always willing to be exploitive of us. And see, I guess you guys think you fly under the radar because you got black skin. But here's the problem. This isn't a new hustle, and other people are doing it too. Like this Puerto Rican here.
Escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow.
See, she has to read it because it's not natural. We're tired of being exploited like that. And maybe you can't understand that maybe you might have to get cussed out behind that. Because it's disrespectful. We are not your mules. And so to keep bringing us this type of nonsense is amazing to me. Now, that's same thing with all of this other stuff, with all of these outsiders. Matter of fact, let me go back to, in reference to that young lady that I just played, let me go back to the video I opened this broadcast with and let this brother cook.
Let me make the distinction. Or the delineation. I'm a foundational black American. My mama black, my daddy black. I did not come from any place. I don't go to Jamaica and speak on what's happening in the grill. I do not go to Ghana and speak what's happening in Ghana. I do not go to Nigeria and talk about what's happening in Lagos because it's none of my business. It is not my place. When you come over here from the Caribbean,
no one is going to convince
South
me.
America, whichever type of black that you are, you get an immigrant experience. You do not have 400 years of chattel slavery hanging over your head. You do not know anything about Jim Crow, and you do not understand what is happening to us directly. You catch a little bit of an incident here and there because you look like us. So I'm gonna need everybody who's not a foundational black American to stay the hell out of my conversation, understand it's not your place, and realize that we have things to do.
Simple as that. Stay the hell out of our conversation. And I mean, here's the other thing. Oh, I'm black. Yeah, I'm sure that girl is probably second or third generation. And she's going to get up there like, oh, I'll call whatever you want to call yourself. Get out of here. Too many of these cosplayers. And what they're upset at now is the faucet's getting cut off. We don't owe nobody nothing. I just don't understand what goes on in these people's skulls, man. They really perceive that they should be able to just do whatever. And we should just allow them to just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's cool. Y'all come on in and be disrespectful. We don't mind. But in all actuality, yeah, we absolutely do mind. We don't owe, like, again, I can't stress it. We don't owe nobody anything. So, speaking of not owing anybody anything, yeah, God. NAACP here recently endorsed the Winsome Sears woman, the lieutenant governor from Virginia. She's running for governor, I believe, for Virginia. And you got people running out the woodwork like, oh man, why aren't black people supporting her? I don't understand. I thought it was supposed to be black people supporting black people. Now, anybody knows Winsome Sears story. So, matter of fact, I was going to start with some of these coons talking, but nah, let me give you the rundown on Winsome Sears. Let's take a look back, shall we?
Say to you, victory indeed. But I say to you, there are some who want to divide us, and we must not let that happen. They would.
Hey, so for you, Blue Look Insurance, you do realize she's referring to other black people. She's conveniently using these terms because that's how the right talks about the left, but that's why she's not getting any black support. She doesn't support black people, and we'll get to some more of what she's really talking about. But the people that want to divide us, those are black people who are demanding reparations. So don't be fooled, folks.
Like us to believe we are back in 1963 when my father came. We can live where we want. We can eat where we want. We own the water fountains.
Yeah, but see, it's because of those black people who were also demanding reparations then that fought for civil rights to get your punk ass in America. You hear how disrespectful? See, so when people say you don't have to differentiate or separate, did you hear what she just said, ma'am? And here she is, lieutenant governor, running for governor. And lieutenant governor to who? Youngkin. That racist. So this is the company that she keeps. She's following that racist. She worked right up under him. That's why they're like, yeah, let's keep it over here. Yeah, no, she's along MAGA lines. And people want to act like, oh, no, we don't need any more bootlick insurance. That's not what we need. So that we didn't vote for it on the Democrat side, we most definitely not finna support that on the MAGA side. You out your mind. And then she come in here talking, her acceptance speech is against us. You hear this? And so to sit up here, there's people who we're not trying to divide anything. We're trying to get what's rightfully owed.
We have had a black president elected not once but twice, and here I am, living proof.
So who do you see this whole campaign of hers and this whole campaign speech is literally against us, the black grassroots, new black media, us who are pushing for the reasons for reparations. because black folks worked really, 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 really hard, fought, bled, and died so women like this could come here just to besmirch what they were fighting for.
In case you haven't noticed, I am black and I have been black all my life.
You are a Jamaican and you've been a coon your whole life. And see, these are the things now. This is the Tether Dilemma that they're having. When you thought you could just garner support from black folks indiscriminately while still being disrespectful and looking to undermine black America, you're getting a rude awakening, Winsome. But here, let her tell some warrior her story of how they're so freaking great.
Everyone, I'm Winsome Earl Sears, Lieutenant Governor of our great Commonwealth of Virginia. Today is August 11th. Well, 62 years ago, on August 11th, you've heard me tell my story. My dad came to America from Jamaica for an opportunity, a chance to change his life. He arrived with only $1.75, and he used that money to put himself through school.
He used $1.75 to put himself through school. First off, you came here to your dad came here to America for a better life and used $1.75, and that got him into the university, huh? We're supposed to believe that. Here, family, we already know the cat's long been out the bag that all of these immigrant programs that they've been running for like the last 30, 40 years behind black America's back. And these people come over here and just look you dead in your face and tell you this bold-faced lie. Your daddy didn't come here with no damn $1.75 and put himself through no school. Knock it off.
And then here I am, because he came to Jamaica and got me when I was 6 years old. I had the sun on my face and opportunity still in front of me at my age. And I want to say to all of you, this is America. This is the...
You weren't even born in this country. Have the nerve to get up there. See, this is why Winsome Sears has a following over there. Because she was willing to be the conservative Tether. And now you're seeing what they're trying to use her as. This is the dilemma of delineation. And Winsome Sears is having that issue right now. Shay Pierre, she's having that issue right now. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. But I just want to notice, I am black. See, that's a convenient thing for them to do. But they don't have any love for this community at all. And this is what we need from here on out, are people that really truly care about black people. If you want to get out there and yell till the cows come home that you're black, then we don't need to, we can see what you are. We don't need you to tell us you're black. We can look at you and see. Just like we could look at Kamala Harris and say she ain't black. And the whole point being, both of you are Jamaican. And neither one of you have black foundational black American freedmen on your mind of to do anything positive for or to. So with Winsome Sears, the question is, why are you having your white, right, conservative buddies and your bootlicking shine coons come out here to try to chastise black America for not supporting you, when you on your own volition could have simply went and campaigned in your state to the black community? You ignored those people. Why now do you think you can shame them into support? I'm black. What that mean? You ignored them. So see, the I'm black thing works both ways. So where were you when it was time to be black with your constituents? You don't represent those people. You represent other people's interests, and it's not black people. And so you're having those issues. That's what it is. It's the scenario.
Best country yet. We must keep her. We must do all we can to preserve our liberties. Join me in doing so as I run for governor of our great Commonwealth at winsomesears.com. God bless all of you.
Yeah. We've heard all of this before. Winsome Sears, ladies and gentlemen. And here's some more. See, if I'm telling you, this woman is no friend of Black America whatsoever, folks.
All want an opportunity. I don't want to go to a doctor because of the color of their skin.
That is a Charlie Kirk talking point. Because number one, I want to go to a black doctor that's qualified. So number one, guess what a black doctor is? A doctor. So how do I know he's qualified? Because he's a doctor. Or she's a doctor. They went through medical school and they're doctors. So the fact that they're black doesn't make it less of a doctor. If I'm framing any kind of talking point in that conversation, then that right there is racist. Because I already identified that they were qualified. So what now goes in my mind to dequalify a medical doctor? How does that work? We already identified they were a doctor. See, that's that Charlie Kirk foolishness. That anti-black blasphemy that Charlie Kirk and the other bastards of his ilk spew, which is completely incorrect. But see, we are now seeing who she panders to. And where is she on doing this? None other than Fox News, to pander to that crowd. And she's still not knocking it out the park in support.
I want to know that the doctor is duly licensed, understands the human body, and can treat me properly. That's what I want.
Well, I think the fact, again, that they're a doctor working in a hospital should indicate that. The awards and accolades that you would see on a doctor's wall, and if you're going for a consultation or something like that, would be an indication there. And then also you can look at their reputation to find, all of that. So, there's a lot of things you can do. So I don't really understand why this would be, I know why this is a conversation, because of racist white people. And you're catering to that. So again, when black people start getting up, why ain't y'all supporting Winsome Sears? This is why.
Now, if the doctor happens to be female, that's wonderful. And sometimes for some of us, we'd like a female doctor from time to time. But generally, that's what we want. I mean, how can I take the bread out of an Asian child's mouth and give it to a black child, and vice versa?
What? Winsome Sears, ladies and gentlemen. Winsome Sears. See, this is how she talks in front of white folk. So yeah, don't let nobody run up in front of you talking about, why ain't black people supporting Winsome Sears? Oh no. The fact that you're even talking to this woman about this is amazing. But anyway, that's what tethers do, and that's why we have delineated from this nonsense.
We want all children to have an opportunity. That's what my father received when he came, with only $1.75 in his pocket. And some people would say that he was back in the starting blocks while the white child was halfway at the completion line.
Yeah, but one thing he was an immigrant. So he was already afforded something. And see, Winsome Sears, now you say that he got here in the 60s. Well, we had a man here by the name of Malcolm X, and he would often refer to some of these people that, especially one guy that I believe he was in Georgia, and he changed his name to a French last name. and got treated different and was able to even go to the white hospitals because they thought he was from the Caribbean. So, ma'am, don't bring that bullshit to us. We know good and damn well. So for all of you who are listening, the white people that never came, they can't see the difference between who black American and who from the Caribbean. The hell they can't. They know exactly who ain't African and who ain't Caribbean because they'll let y'all in to their spaces while it's no on us. So obviously they do look at us different. And so that's the powers that be. So y'all got to stop with this line that, oh, you guys are trying to be important to white supremacists. What are you talking about? We have watched white supremacists use every last one of you idiots. And we know how this show ends. We've watched plenty of you idiots. And you walk up here thinking you the new one. All you are is the new one. Because we have watched this all before. So, you idiots out there that think we gonna rock with Winsome Sears because hell no. Do you hear that shit she's talking about? So this is why we ain't rocking with her. So it's real simple.
But I would say to you, my father used education to get him where he is now comfortably retired, an immigrant. And I'm saying we are overcomers. Black children are overcomers. The slaves did not die in the fields, so we could be saying in this century that we are victims, Martha.
In the same under 2 minutes, she made reference to say that she, am I missing something? She said she was 6 when her daddy came and got her, right? Okay. So her daddy was 6. Or she was 6, rather, when her daddy came and got her after making it happen with $1.75 in America. And so then she goes on to say the slaves didn't die in the fields. How grossly inaccurate. There were many slaves that died in the fields. Slavery lasted for 3+ centuries. The hell is she talking about? See, this is the type of conversation that the racist, MAGA supremacist people want to hear. Let's erase that 300 years. Oh, the slaves that were, they didn't die in the fields. Yes, the hell they did. Plenty. Centuries worth. What's wrong with Winsome Sears? And again, this is why FBA don't mess with her. This is enough, ain't it?
They would say to us, is that what we died for? No.
Wait.
We died.
Who would say that? Your dad, the immigrant, is now talking for slaves? And this is the problem with tethers. Let me go run that back a bit. My goodness.
Education to get him where he is now comfortably retired, an immigrant. And I'm saying we are overcomers. Black children are overcomers. The slaves did not die in the fields, so we could be saying in this century that we are victims, Martha. They would say to us, is that what we died for? No, we died for you to have an opportunity. Take it. You
You think our ancestors would be telling that to you? They'd be like, why the hell are you even in this country? We done worked all of this for free all of these years and just to give it to you? I don't think so. So yeah, when you talk about our ancestors, man, you can slow your roll. Speak on your own ancestors in Jamaica. You have no connection to ours. Especially when you spent your first 6 years in Jamaica. You are not an American, ma'am. You are an American citizen now, but you're not a foundational Black American. You're an African American by legal terms. And you're a Jamaican. And clearly you're still well, obviously you must have given up your citizenship at some point, but you were a Jamaican citizen at some point. So in all actuality, where is the question of when did this woman become a citizen? Because she ain't born here. She against DEI and all type and CRT, and then she gonna misrepresent our history. This woman don't speak for us, and this is why her whole victory speech that I just played before this video, her whole little speech is against us. And that's why she's always on TV talking. This is why they want Winsome Sears. So what they want her in place to do is put the kibosh down on all the reparations talk. They want to kill reparations in blackface. That's what they want to do out there.
Have that. We have had a Black president. We have sitting in the White House, just about, I guess, in the vice presidency, a woman whose father came from Jamaica 2 years before my father came from Jamaica at the height of the civil rights movement. She's second in command. We have me.
All of y'all came here by way of our work, and you talking shit against it. While you up here running your mouth.
Second in command, Martha, in the former capital of the Confederate States. Have things changed? They have. And I say to our children, you are overcomers. Don't.
No, they had buck-broken coons and bootlicks back then and bed wenches, and look at you today. You have a Black husband and a Black family and Black children, but you're still a bootlick shine.
Let anyone tell you you're a victim, because if you're a victim, that means you need a political savior. You don't need them. Yeah. Stay in school.
You know what?
Study.
What? A political savior? Oh, like the one that got you here? What the hell does she think civil rights was? And you want Black folks in it, and that's why we ain't supporting that madness. That's exactly why we ain't supporting that madness. Oh no. But on the flip side of that, you know, there's Shay Pierre, who all of a sudden, this is my problem with all of these tethers, especially these Caribbean ones. They're immigrant. Whoop, trouble comes. Ooh, I'm Black. No, I need somebody to listen to me. I'm Black. And I'm Black. Now, just family, the entire time, Career Jean-Pierre was the press secretary. She wore the little natural curly doos up until that point. Now she's trying to peddle her book. And she's in an auburn lace front. And she all make-upped up now. It's like, what we really doing now? You really trying to sell this book, ain't you? I guess this must, because remember, she came out with the whole independent thing that they were talking about before. I guess she's trying to do another book tour, I guess, is what this looks like a relaunch of her book. But yeah, I guess. But check this out. The thing about it now is she's not doing the immigrant thing. Nah. Now it's Black. black, 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 black. I'm black. I'm black. I'm black. Hey, I'm black. And as a black, and as a black woman, and black, and black. I'm like, wait a minute. These people could never say black before, but now they want to push something. Oh, man. Oh, you need support. What are you now, Korean? Well, let's hear from Shay Pierre what she has to say now.
I woke up every day as a Black woman who is queer.
And as the first openly queer person to hold the position of press secretary for the President of the United States, I see every day how important visibility and representation are. I am a Black gay immigrant woman.
As the first Black openly queer White House press secretary.
As a Black woman, as a person who's also LGBTQ.
As a Black woman who has walked through the walls of
Now, why does she look extra tan here?
of the White House.
Hold on. Why is she looking extra tan? She looking extra chocolatey. I don't ever remember her being that dark. It was like she darkened her skin. Now, there are some instances where she's mentioned black, but of course it was all in scenarios to where it was appropriate for her to do. And so, because that's why in the one you see, she just says, well, I'm a queer. Right. Yeah, she dropped that whole black part in that particular, and that was the norm for her. So let's remember that. That was a big norm for her, just talking around reference her being a woman and queer. Now, when it was time to bring up something about black folks, then that's when she brings out, oh, I'm a black woman, a black queer woman. So it's interchangeable. See, that's my problem. We, foundational Black Americans, we black every day.
The White House, that I meant a lot to people because of the communities that I represented. And they felt seen when they...
Black immigrants? Melanated immigrants, you mean? See, this is the problem with and this is where we cover so many people. And they want to act like it's our duty. And it's not. And that's the dilemma they're having.
Saw me at the podium, whether it was women of color, black women, queer community, LGBTQ.
Wow, why did you separate women of color and black women?
Community immigrant, they felt seen.
I am a Black woman, I'm a queer woman, I'm an immigrant. I'm Black, I'm a Black woman, I'm queer, I'm an immigrant, and I'm Haitian American.
Okay, so you're not Black American. See how she's using it? And then she says, and I'm Haitian. See how she just worked that? That's the type of problem we're having. And so going back to that woman's video that I played earlier, these are the reasons we have to separate. Because of that type of behavior and them using blackness as some kind of interchangeable outfit. Our lineage is not a fashion statement. And that's how they're treating it. And that's how a lot of people have treated it. And then, but when it comes down to it, then they go right back to, I'm Jamaican, I'm Haitian. Oh, they didn't leave that part out. See, we are foundational Black Americans, period. And then nobody else wants to come in and say nothing about that. You know, nobody wants to address that. We're foundational Black Americans, period. Oh, we don't need to be delineating this and that. I don't know about that. Because there's some things that other people from other cultures do that we just don't do. One of them is this video like I seen right here. We don't do this.
I've never shitted in a tissue before.
You touch shit every single day if you shit.
Why are you touching it?
Sir, what's going on in your homeland?
Shit, the tissue is for the shit.
Are you telling me that y'all just let the doodle fall in the toilet? Y'all don't catch it every time? Yo,
I think he might need to give a little context to what he's saying, because when I first seen this, I was like, what the hell is wrong with my man? But now that I look at it, the dude actually looks Nigerian. So you got to kind of consider some things. He's used to taking a dump in the street. So you need to not just let it fall. You got to do something with it. So that's why he's used to pooping in toilet paper, because you ain't pooping in the toilet. And oh man, you see some of the videos, they be eating with their hands. There are certain practices that we just will never do. And so those things we don't do here. That is very uncleanly and unsanitary. I was just looking at my man's hands, man. Okay, let me just let it run. Y'all gonna be tripping. Y'all trip out.
Why are you touching the shit? The tissue is for the shit.
Are you telling me that y'all just let the doodle fall in the toilet? Y'all don't catch it every time? Yo.
I am about to leave, bro.
How do y'all take a shit? I must have seen this shit wrong.
My nigga.
I've been catching my shit all these years.
Nah, I'm more disgusted than I feel like I can't continue.
What are you talking about?
He said he must have seen it wrong. You a grown-ass man. What do you mean you must have seen it wrong? Is that when you came to America? Where did this come from, man? And I'm not trying to disparage brother where he come from, but damn. I seen it wrong? Is there a video they play when you come to America? Like, this is how you use the toilet. Jesus. This is crazy.
My stomach
So hold on, so y'all just sit there and shit come right out. No way.
What happens if you got the runs or something like that? What do you do then?
That shit, you wash your hand. Why do you think people wash their hands?
Wow.
Yo, you shit in your hand, bro?
With tissue.
Whoa. Oh, nah, man. Nah. Nah. Okay, so don't eat at that guy's house. If you guys look at him, you know whose dish not to eat at the potluck. Oh, that dude up there is seriously looking dumbfounded. Y'all just doodle in the toilet? What? Oh my goodness. Oh man. See, there's certain practices we do not have, man. And that right there is one of them. Oh Lord. Yeah, y'all can't say nothing else about that, man. Lord. Okay, so real quick, before we get out of here, let me show you something real quick. Show you something. This is on Winsome Sears. So this is some of the troubling things they would say about her. So she, number one, is opposition to race-based policies and reparations. As a conservative Republican, Earl Sears has been an outspoken opponent of programs and policies that focus on group-based identity, including reparations for the descendants of slavery and diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Now, why would she have something against the people who were the foundation of her being here in the first place? Well, because she's ungrateful, Tether. That's why. And this is why we have to delineate, because tethers do stuff like this. Number 2, the American dream narrative. She frequently uses her personal story as a Jamaican immigrant and a black woman who served in the Marines to promote a message of individual achievement and opportunity. She argues that her success proves the American system works and that race-based policies are unnecessary and promote a victim mentality. That right there is right out of PragerU. This is where white people get around and start talking about black folks, and then you have a black person that is not tied to our lineage in that conversation. So you get shit-ass rhetoric like this. And that's why these people come out here like, why ain't y'all supporting her? Look what's on my damn screen, partner. This is why. Controversial rhetoric on slavery. She has drawn fire for statements like, slaves did not die in the field so that we could call ourselves victims now. Democrats think minorities can't succeed without DEI, which is absolute horseshit. Critics argue this narrative, which minimizes the ongoing systemic impact of slavery and Jim Crow, is fundamentally dismissive of the specific historical claims and demands for justice, including reparations made by the descendants of American slaves, aka native-born black Americans. Oh, but look at another reason why they love her. Winsome Earl Sears' stance on Israel is firmly pro-Israel and aligns with the typical conservative Republican position of strong support for the country, particularly in its right to self-defense, aka genocide. Key points that illustrate her stance: support for military action in commenting on the Israel-Hamas conflict. She stated that Israel is justified in its response in Gaza, suggesting the U.S. would respond similarly if attacked, emphasizing a strong defense posture. And then she visited. So, I mean, and it's along the line. So this is what it is. This is what it is with Winsome Sears. So anybody out there that's a little stupid, don't know why, oh, I don't get it. Why y'all ain't rocking with her? I'm not going to spend no time listening to no damn hypocrites. Because right now we have a lot of hypocrites about this New York situation. And let me show, I'm going to play something for y'all real quick. I watch a lot of conservatives rail against Islam. And they act as Islam being like, see, that's the religion that they don't want to allow people to freely practice. They want that praise white people Christianity that they practice. And this little scene right here, this might be troublesome for some of those MAGA types.
Let's pray. Spirit of the Lord God, we thank you for who you are, for how you have kept, how you have redeemed, and you have made us aware and thankful for your grace and your mercy. Now, Father, we are praying for this young man whom you have chosen for such a time as this. Yes. Strengthen him. Please, guide him. Yes. Imbue him with wisdom. Give him the ability to know what is right for this season. And we thank you, Lord, for the victory. We thank you, Lord, for the ability to govern well. We thank you, Lord, for the ability to hear even the smallest among us and to take them seriously. Now, Father, we thank you, not that he's going to do the miracle, but that you are going to do the miracle through him. Yes. And that in so doing, you will exclusively get the praise. We thank you for this. We're praying for his health, for his family. Thank you for protection in the name of the Lord God. And we call these things done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, well, see, and there he is, Mr. Islam himself, who they're looking at trying to relate him to being a 9/11 terrorist, and he's up there praying with black clergy. Go figure. Yeah, not looking good for Cuomo. I know Eric Adams came out and endorsed him, but yeah, baby, that's not looking right. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So, looks like Montgomery might pull it on out, pull it through out there in New York. And New York might have its first openly Islamic mayor. New York City, the Big Apple. And some people probably would say, well, shoot. People have their different sentiments of 9/11, of course. Some conspiracy theorists, say, well, maybe this is karma, because some people believe that some Muslims were framed or used as patsies for other people that are like warring right now and stuff, stuff like that. Hey, things that are taking place out here in the world, So, I'm gonna play a little piece of this. This is the wife of Stephen Miller, and I just want to play a little bit of this ignorance, because the way these people, their anti-black bias is just insane. And this is Stephen Miller's wife. Let's hear how loud and wrong she is.
What I think you're seeing and what Karen is attesting to is that she is quite incompetent to do the job, right? This is what Republicans have been saying for years now, is that she is just another evidence that DEI doesn't work, whether that's in the White House in your press secretary role, or whether that's an air traffic controller, an air pilot, whether that's your doctor. You want to hire the best for the role, not.
They are the best for the role because they had to go to school. They don't only white men get handed careers, man. There are no other groups of any other persuasion that walk into a career. Especially when you're talking about air traffic controller. To downplay that. And this is the thing with these people. They insert something that's not there. They insert the lack of qualification because for some reason, race means less qualified to them. And that's absolutely racist. But see, this is what piece of shits like this will do. Because they're a racist. So they are built on deception, built on lying, and most definitely filled with the spirit of Satan.
Not just based on skin color, Jake. Why did she get the job over John Kirby?
Well, why are we assuming that she, as a black LGBT, gay woman, is DEI, but a white woman who is behind the podium right now, which DEI initially started as affirmative action, which was about affirmatively hiring women and minorities? Why is one DEI and the other is not?
Why did she get the job over John Kirby?
See how she skated it? Because now she got caught in her hypocrisy with that simple question. And why over John Kirby? She was there before John Kirby. And she has experience. That's why. But you're sitting up here on CNN. Why are you there? Who the hell knows or cares about you? Other than the nepotism that is putting you in place and putting you in front of our faces with a shit-ass opinion like you're giving right now. And then when you were actually asked a real true comparison, you froze.
Because as everyone has said this week, she is woefully incompetent.
She had the job long before John Kirby.
I will just say, she used to be...
See how she just walked away and then she gets bailed out because she was full of shit.
A commentator on CNN, then she was one on MSNBC, and she was good at that. Like, I mean, I'm without getting into the job I thought she did as press secretary, I thought it didn't seem crazy to me because she was eloquent as a commentator.
Why is she trained every 4 sentences to say she is a black, queer, LGBTQ?
Why would you say she's trained to say what she is and identify what she is? And see, that's a stupid question, and that's what these stupid people do. And they cater to the stupid. That's why you can't get too deep into an actual conversation with these people, because they understand their audience is dumb as shit. They know that. So the people who subscribe to this, like all these idiots running out here to Satan's Point, aka Turning Point, They know what they're catering to. These are the emotionally illiterate, socially immature, because they're the digital generation, and they're getting these people who are coming in these events and like, wow, this is the first time I've been around so many people at one time. That's new for them. So, I mean, and trust me, that luster will wear off. It'll wear off. I give this all of, man, maybe by next summer. By next summer, Turning Point is going to be trying to figure it out. Trust me. Maybe I ain't got to figure out the new. By next Christmas, Turning Point needs to find some answers. And this is going to be towards an election. But see, they don't understand. But see, they're happy now. They're going to be crying later. You understand me? And this proud little crap right here that she's trying to roll, this ain't going to work, man. But unfortunately, this is giving an opening to the Democrats unearned. And it's because of people like this that are giving softballs to the Democrat Party. So I predict a wash coming. If Democrats can get their shit together, I predict a wash on the way. Midterms is going to look like a disaster. And to that regard, ain't nothing going to get done from the last little bit of this term. And I think Trump understands that. That's why he's doing so much now. Because it's either you're all in now, or you take a chance and slow walk your moves. But I think he's got a good grip of it. He doesn't have that type of time. So he's going to do as much as he can between now and next November. And what doesn't get locked up and fought in court. In the meantime, let's see who these people are putting out there, and also identify all of these people to whom will be out of politics within the next few years. Stephen Miller, this guy is this woman's husband. That's one I predict. Because look at Bannon, like, oh, well, we're still there. Yeah, next time you get close enough to that, you might not even still be here. So just take a good look at these folks, and they're gloating now, because I'm telling you, they are losing support. They're hemorrhaging support, but they're doubling down on the foolishness. Being anti-black is only beneficial to you. It's not having the same profitability for everybody else as it once has. But go off.
You woman, because that's how she's been promoted her entire career.
Anyway, Katie Miller and Karen Finney, thank you.
That's how she's been promoted her whole career as a black woman. And this and that. And then you guys spend all your time hating anyway. So what does it matter? Really? Now, real quick, before I go, I want to play some audio. I'm going to play some audio. This is from the Breakfast Club, so I can't show it. But I wanted to... Did y'all know Abby Phillips was... Well, here, let me show you. I can show you this before I play this sound. So just look at what's going on right here. Abby Phillips on Jesse Jackson paving the way for Democrats and black political power. Not sure what the hell she's talking about, but, because she probably wasn't even in this country then. And I remember that because, I remember when he ran both times. But let's hear what she says.
So I completely understand Jesse Jackson and, why he deserves all the praise. But why did you decide to write this book?
I think that there are a lot of people who have no idea that he ran for president, honestly. And they don't, and if they know that he ran for president, they probably don't have any idea that he came second in the Democratic nomination in 1988. Before
she said she doesn't think a lot of people know Jesse Jackson ran for president. When the hell did Abby Phillips get to America? When the hell did she get here? You didn't. Oh, God. See, that's why most definitely these people don't need to be speaking for us. I don't think most people understand that he ran for president twice. And yes, there's a whole Saturday Night Live skit about that. Maybe you need to watch the Eddie Murphy Saturday Night Live Greatest Hits. He does a skit on Jesse Jackson about the Town. But this also lets me know that Abby Phillips, she's not even hip to the black movement because I'm sure I wonder how aware she is that that's one of the major times when America started having other black leaders. That's one of the first times black leaders were pushed out there to besmirch or separate themselves from another black leader. And that's what they had him doing from Farrakhan. But what's so crazy is because they wanted to call Farrakhan an anti-Semite, it's actually a statement by Jesse Jackson, which was off the record to this brother reporter, Milton Coleman. And this dude went and told his bosses at the New York Post what this brother said off the record. And that's how it became a big deal. And it became Jesse Jackson needs to cut his ties to Louis Farrakhan. So for her to be up here like, oh, we don't know. What are you talking about, ma'am? See, this is why we are at this struggle. The new black media, the black grassroots, not you put up here talking heads, because you don't even have enough black experience in this country. And now you want to write a book? Oh, come on.
Obama, there was Jesse Jackson. And I think this chapter really is more important now than ever. Back in the 80s, I think people didn't have any way to know that what Jesse Jackson did really mattered in the long term. What? But it clearly mattered because had he not run, Obama wouldn't have been the nominee.
What is she talking about? See, this is why tethers really do not have any business representing us. Okay, so there's history between like all of the other black people. For those of you who are from Atlanta or either from Portland, you guys might be familiar with John Garlington. You guys had the Garlington Center down here in Atlanta. They've closed it. I believe they're remodeling it, going to name it Obama. I think it's going to be the Obama Center now. So they took off John Wesley Garlington's name. They're going to put, I think it's either going to be Obama or John Lewis, which is horseshit, but whatever. But he was friends with Jesse Jackson. And so that is the pastor that I grew up under at Maranatha. And he was also a civil rights leader. That's why he had all of his ties to these civil rights icons and these black grassroots icons as well. So he was very juiced in with that scene. So much so that when Jesse Jackson ran for president, he called, of course, on his friend John Wesley, the Reverend John Wesley Garlington, and he helped on both of those campaigns. And so for those of us here, he came and spoke at Maranatha, and we had big events. That was my first time meeting Secret Service, and of course also meeting Jesse Jackson. And that's right here in Portland, Oregon, baby. So to say that we don't know or understand the impact, yeah, I guess you could say that for those of you who don't know, like our elders, like Dr. Clark and Welsing, and I mean, no, these people were all intertwined. They, like, what we know now are these like icons, like they're icons to us, but they were a community of scholars. And we are fortunate enough, those of us to have grown up under that, to know that. So when you get up here and be like, oh, I don't think black people looked at this being possible, what are you talking about? See, she makes reference to us as if we were looking outside of ourselves. And that couldn't be further more than from the truth. That's not our history in this country, Abby. We are very much intertwined, man. And I see these tethers, they come up here and they start having these weird conversations about our history. And they be way off base. And Charlamagne's punk ass, he from South Carolina. Why the hell he ain't chiming in? I guess, that's you do her solid, push her project. But Abby Phillips ain't nobody here to be telling you on our history. Black people in America didn't really know that there wouldn't be a Barack Obama if there wasn't a Jesse Jackson. Here's the other kind of the part of great irony here. Hey, Abby, do you know who else was a big supporter of Jesse Jackson? That one's gonna hurt. Yeah, I wouldn't probably rush out for this story right now, Abby. Because when those old pictures come up and Trump could just go to his archives and be like, yeah, this is me and Jesse here. I paid for this. I paid for that. Hey, yeah, Abby, no. Do a little better diligence, sis. Because does Trump really need a boost? From you bringing up old Jesse Jackson stuff? Remember, Trump was a Democrat for for your entire childhood, he was a Democrat. This act that he's doing now with the whole MAGA thing, that was what he needed to do to fulfill his wish of being president. But back then, he was hella urban. Still the same guy he was, but this is how he was moving. So you got to understand, he funded a lot of black stuff. Funded Hillary Clinton against Obama. She still lost. But there wouldn't be Obama. Okay, who was funding Hillary behind to combat his presidency? This is a no-win, Abby. Yeah, I don't know how far you want to go into that one, but I see the African American, but you're gonna have to sift through a lot of muck to pull that. Like, this is what I wanted to get accomplished. I'll take a hard pass on that. Oh, and then there's the side baby. I mean, there's too much going on there, man. But knock yourself out, Abby, and show people how much you don't actually know about recent history in America. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh! There's one last little thing we got to see. Family. I'm ending on this one here, man. Yeah, this is gonna be it. No, where we at? I just downloaded you. Where'd you go, man? Hold on. Where the hell did it just go? Oh, there it is. All right. There it is. Let me get you in here because y'all got to see this, man. Okay, so on a closing note, people say love is love. Love is blind. Well, and some of these immigrants, they are super colonized and they really, really prefer to be with colonizers for whatever reason they see in their mind. But this is gonna possibly be your experience, like it is hers, when you're with a colonizer.
Baby, I'll make you some Mettbrötchen, a German dish. Start with some raw meat. She's gonna season with some black pepper, put some caraway seeds on there, mustard and a touch of ketchup, pickle and onions, a little parsley, sriracha. I feel she'll like it better with an egg. All right, you gotta try my version of a German dish called Mettbrötchen. Can you say Mettbrötchen?
Mettbrötchen.
All right, Deja, try this raw meat dish. See what you think.
I'm doing this for your fans, by the way.
Raw ground beef. It's good? But it's good, right?
It's good.
She's almost finished for hers. It's good, right? The more you eat it, the more better it becomes, right?
You good? Blink twice if you need some help. If you need us to make a call, blink twice if you alright, Shawty, cause it don't look like you there by choice. It don't look like you eating that by choice.
Man. Woo! Dilemmas of swirling, folks. Dilemmas of swirling. Good grief. Whew, to that sister, I just got one question.
Where's your family from? Where's your family from?
Because that is something we ain't doing. You wouldn't be able to talk no black woman into eating no damn raw ground beef. On some, here, let me toast your bread. But here, let me put this raw ground beef on it. I'm gonna just take it straight out the pack and put it on your bread. Oh, disgusting. But, hey, that may be somebody's cup of tea, and they might be like, hey, you need to try that.
No. What do you need? No, baby.
Yeah. So before we go, family, I don't know what the hell this is, but I do not want to see more of this.
Cell phone video shows two women berating and attacking workers Sunday evening as stunned shoppers stare in disbelief.
That's crazy. Oh, nah.
Others watching the combative confrontation can't understand it.
I'm speechless because doesn't matter the reason, is not supposed to act like that.
Investigators say the women deliberately slipped higher-priced food like lobster ribeye steaks and truffle butter in blue bags while they were checking out. And police say when workers confronted them about not paying for the items, the women started attacking them and yelling racial slurs.
People are shoplifting. They're getting...
For the record, those women look Dominican. And as we know in famous words of all those good old Dominicans, me no black.
Beat up for trying to stop the people. That's not fair to them. I mean, it's really messed up.
Police arrested Olivia and Regine Bird in the parking lot. The sisters are now facing charges, including assault and battery. Other shoppers say they have sympathy for the workers who are dedicated to their jobs.
Oh, they had to be some black women. Regine Bird, who knows where the hell they from? This must be some Florida nonsense. That must be some Florida nonsense. I'll chalk that up to Florida. So, with that being said, family, the first is on Saturday. Not sure what's going to happen with these food stamps, but y'all be safe out there. You know, and for those who are looking, you know, hopefully there's things happening, emergencies, funds in your area. I know I'm in an area where they are saying 750,000 families or something like that use this SNAP and ain't getting it November 1st. And with that type of number in this state, I would have to say probably about 80% of that is white. Probably white and immigrant. Because, you know, they don't like to give black folks nothing, no way. Moment one, you win a penny over the threshold. Oh, you don't qualify. So, yeah. Y'all be careful out there. But nonetheless, family, this has been another broadcast of the Independent Black Voice. The Tether Dilemma and the rejection of Pan Aricanism. Hashtag reasons for reparations. And I know somebody might come up in my comments and talk about, I don't know why you guys always begging for rent. Number one, it's an old debt. Number two, nobody cares what you think. So take this with you. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Yes, indeed, family. I know there's somebody out there that's going to be hitting the comments, complaining. You guys are always begging. Why aren't you supporting Winsome Sears? And she's black. She is an immigrant. She said she came here at 6, and she never even invested herself in our community. She came straight over here to be next to the colonizers. So there she can get her support. Don't look to us because, see, being black isn't put on the black jacket. Being black is having black empowerment in your heart, and she ain't got that. So with that being said, if you can't understand that, well, I speak for myself. beatzillapdx official, the Independent Black Voice. Those of you in the chat and the comments, the Black Grassroots, and the Voices of New Black Media, I'm sure I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. And you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, you can at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. And we also got PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. So, that being said, we're about to get up out of here, y'all. These people here. The Tether Dilemma and their dilemma of our delineation. Yep. Always remember why they hate us.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the flow. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, goodness. All right. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, there will be, make sure you keep your notification bells on. And appreciate you. If you're on X, come on over here to the YouTube channel and subscribe at the Independent Black Voice. So until next time, family, y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Peace. So if any black people want reparations
and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about
tethers,
trying to be all in the videos,
speaking for black people,
dancing.
Come to New Black Media and the Black Grassroots. Peace.